I'm a professional. I crush my quotas, I have a 401k, and I actually understand my taxes. But honestly, I'm just like anybody else. I wake up, check my calendar for the day, go to my closet, and get dressed. And for the record, none of it is from IKEA. As if. Welcome to my closet. I had way too much fun filming this intro, as you can tell. I am lucky enough to have a fairly large closet. At the same time, it's very easy to take extra space for granted and neglect the idea of organizing. So after a while, before you know it, things just kind of get strewn all over the place. So I took this opportunity to make some small adjustments that help me optimize the space that I already have and make it work according to my lifestyle. So getting straight into how my closet is set up, my closet is divided into 5 main sections. We have blazers and denim, general and long hanging, African attire and vacation wear, special occasion items. Also too, you have my jewelry and accessory valet, and of course my purses are located around the top of the closet. Now I do mix and match items in my closet. I'm not the type of person to switch out my closet for the seasons. So all of these categories are just formalities for organization purposes. Another thing I've done is add curtains to all of my closets. So even well-organized closets can get visually cluttered, especially if you have mirrors in your closet, and I happen to have 2 of them. You can essentially double that visual noise with those mirrors. So if you have the opportunity, just hang a tension rod up, throw some cute, simple curtains in there, and allow yourself to peruse your space at your own leisure, rather than having to see everything all at once. And plus, it makes it feel like you're in your own private dressing room. So let's get into what you will not see in my closet. This is a no shoes household, so you won't see any shoes in my closet. They are located downstairs at the entryway or in the coat closet, which is also why you will not see any coats in my closet either, because they already have their own closet. Duh! I also keep my sunglasses at the entryway. They used to live in my closet, but I would always forget to grab them before I left. And so I would either have to run up 2 flights of stairs or just get blinded by the sun for the rest of the day. And I don't plan on doing either one of those. So they have been relocated. And even though I have items in different places in my house, I'm able to visualize my whole entire outfit in my closet because I have my handy dandy iPad here. And so I have digitized my closet. I did this years ago when I was living in a tiny 1-bedroom apartment. I was very creative when it came to finding storage solutions. And so a lot of times I wasn't able to see, touch, and feel all of my clothes. So I would revert to just wearing whatever I could see at the moment, and I neglected the rest of my wardrobe. I will say I'm a little disappointed that the app started charging a subscription fee, because that was part of the reason why I chose them in the first place. They do have a tier where you can get 100 items logged for free, which should be plenty if you have a smaller wardrobe or if you don't necessarily log your shoes and your coats like I do. But you are able to get 5 slots for free just for sharing the closet with your friends. All in all, I think digitizing your closet is absolutely worth it. I can do a separate video just talking about all the data and insights that I get from logging my outfits. My focus is now on being more intentional about the items that I bring into my closet, and this process has helped me realize where the gaps are in my wardrobe, which from what I can see is mainly accessories. So if you all have any suggestions for any Black or African designers, please leave them down below. Anyway, keep watching to be nosy and see how messy my closet was. So this is what my closet is looking like so far. I know, it's a bit of a mess. It's in flux.
Be nice. I'm finding it
better, but it's just time to reorganize. Have some clothes hanging up drying. Have some clean laundry that I need to fold. That over there just needs to be, I don't know, something needs to be done with it. And then I also have the section back here. Behind here is just some other miscellaneous clothes, my clothes hamper, and I also have a clothes steamer. So I'm going to be reorganizing. As you can see, I've gotten some extra hangers, but yeah, we'll see what we come up with. I plan to hang a rod underneath here so I can have some more hanging space for my pants. Over here is some accessories, some belts, some purses, a little bit of jewelry. All of this needs to be organized. I hardly ever wear any of this, so I need to go through, clean it out, keep what I'm going to keep, get rid of what I'm going to get rid of. We have some color coding going, but you know, as time goes on, I tend to put things back wherever I feel like it. So it's that time again. And then the sweaters up here is just atrocious. So I had these baskets so I can neatly fold my sweaters and place them in there. But since they're up so high, I actually just tossed them up there instead of folding them. And yeah, that's how that ends up. Over here, some extra pillows. Well, these two are couch pillows, but these are inserts for some fur pillows that I have. Either way, some of these are going to get packed up in a linen bag along with an extra comforter that I have. Okay, so I've had a couple things come in. So these are linen bags. I got two of them, one for this comforter right here. I'm sorry, this duvet. And then another one for guest pillows. That'll be going in the other closet. And then I have a tension rod that I'm going to be hanging right here. So this is where I'm going to put my jeans and other pants that may go with these blazers up here. But so I'm going to go ahead and get this tension rod up, get these pants hung up, and then call it a day. All right, so this is what we're working with so far with the organizer. I moved some of the purses out and I'm putting them up on the top of the shelf. I did have to wedge a stack of Post-it notes here in the corner because the baseboard leaves a little gap and that was making the tension rod fall down. So I was able to engineer that really quickly. Temporary fix, maybe I'll find something else later, but for now, this is what we're working with. I opened up the space right here so that I could put my sweaters here and stack them up rather than having them in the baskets at the top of my closet because number one, I can't reach them, and then it was just becoming an eyesore.
One week later.
Okay, so I changed my mind about putting the sweaters right here. I actually have some more of these belt organizers, and I have some scarves that I bought that are just kind of stuffed inside a drawer that I keep forgetting that I have. They're silk scarves, so I want to be able to see those. And then I also found some more belts when I was cleaning out another closet. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far through my extra belt organizers in there. And I actually have one more, some room to grow there. This belt did not fit inside one of those organizers, obviously. It's more of a metal cuff belt. So I just have that over here in the section with all the rest of the gold and black accessories. And yeah, like I said, still have some room to grow. That's always good, especially in a closet. So when I'm arranging my clothes, I kind of just pick up an item and kind of hover it between section and section to see, you know, where would this item best fit? Is it too clunky? Does it actually flow? So I did have this dress over here next to this other dress with the poofy sleeves because it had poofy sleeves and floral patterns, but it was starting to throw me off a little bit. And so I might just slide it in here and see if that flows better. The same with this dress since it's patterned and animal print. Put it over here with the other pattern and animal print dress and see how that just kind of relieves the eye a lot more. So now we have the floral going into the greens and the tans, then heading into the patterns and the blacks, and then we fade back out to the tans with some more animal print and brown. I have a lot of clothes. While I was cleaning out my storage closet downstairs, I found some more clothes that have been packed away for over a year now. So I decided to bring them up and hang them in my closet just so I can see them and actually use and wear them rather than them just going to waste. So found a few more items, some things that you can see here. I think I may need to add an additional rod up above these blazers right here and take more advantage of the vertical space in my closet. I just want to add some more hanging space so that I can space my clothes out a little bit more so I can actually see them, because if they're packed in here like sardines, it's just as bad as them being in a storage box. Is it straight? Straight enough for me. But yeah, the architect in me just does not like all of this wasted space. I may sell this little lady right here. I just don't know if I'm ever gonna wear it again. Maybe if I go on vacation, but this was fun while it lasted for a birthday. I really like this gradient here, but there are a couple things that could go in the special occasion section, like this jumpsuit and this pink dress here. It's actually like a floor length dress. So I may test it out in that section, and if I don't like it, it's going back, because I know for a fact I do like it here, but I could free up some hanging space on this long side of the closet. So this is what the special occasion section is looking like so far, with the new additions of Cosmo and Wanda. I really want this section to breathe a little bit, because this is the first thing that I see when I walk into the closet. So I want to be able to actually see the clothes and get inspired, even if I'm not going to be wearing a sparkly ball gown. I want to feel like I have the option to. I did have some of my African attire over here, but instead I decided to move it to its own section, just so that I know exactly where to put my hand on something if I do need to put it on for a specific event without having to file through other clothing. And then this section over here will be my laundering section. So I ended up moving the clothes steamer back over here in the corner. I have some extra hangers, which these probably won't last for long, but extra hangers just in case I need to hang any additional clothing that may be in the laundry. And then of course my laundry basket. So during this closet reorganization, I wanted to make it a point to reuse any items that I already had in my house. So anything that is acrylic that you see in my closet, I already owned either from previous closets or just from around the house. So for instance, these acrylic risers we used during our housewarming to prop up our food trays. But since they're no longer in use, they've just been sitting under the counter. So I figured, why not put them in my closet? Same thing with this stone tray. This came from my nightstand. I actually have a matching bowl to go with this. So instead of having both on my nightstand, I just put everything that used to live on this tray into the bowl. And then I moved this into the closet to become my jewelry valet. So any jewelry that I just want to see more, or that I'm trying to match with an outfit, I'll put it here. Speaking of things I already owned, this mirror actually came with my vanity. That's in another room, but I ended up replacing this mirror with a larger LED mirror, and this one was just sitting in the back of the closet collecting dust. So I figured I'd prop it up here. And I almost forgot about the elephant in the room, which is this mirror here. I already own this one as well. I've had this mirror for about 10 years at this point. It's been with me since my first apartment, and it's actually just been floating around the house. Haven't really had a permanent place to put it. We used it during our housewarming as like a selfie mirror. But yeah, it is now living in my closet, and I feel like this mirror actually makes the closet feel like a closet. Before, I had a shorter mirror here, when I was looking at my outfits, my head was kind of chopped off like Wizard Kelly, but this is a 6-foot mirror. Got it from Home Goods for like $100. To this day is probably one of my best Home Goods finds. The only new items that I bought for the closet were, of course, these tension rods. I have 2 of them, one down here for my jeans and then one up here for some other specialty wear that can't really fit on the regular racks. I also bought this mounting bracket for my iPad. And so this is the only thing that isn't quite renter friendly. You do have the option to attach it with adhesive, but we just went ahead and screwed it into the wall so that it'd be easy to take out once we leave. You just attach the other piece to the back of the iPad and then it mounts on the wall like that. And it rotates. And I also got new hangers, of course. I decided to swap out the regular hangers for these pant hangers down here at the bottom. They are a bit shorter, so therefore it gives me a little bit more space to hang my pants so that they're not dragging on the floor. And also, it gave me some more options with hanging skirts in 2 pieces. So for instance, I also was able to hang some more of my skirts and shorts back here. I also purchased this boucle ottoman. It is a storage ottoman, so inside of here, I just keep my extra robes and shapewear.
I'ma take a bougie ass to Rodeo and then let her pick up whatever she want. CC Gucci, Hippo, take her whatever she want. She pissed me off somehow, she still get whatever she want. Talking about her nails, I'm finna nail her as a home. Hit it in the shop, made her tell me what she want. Like I'm singing Mace, I made her tell me what she want.